Okay, guys, we are ready to get started. And I know all of us are going to be, our mouths are going to be more watering today. But first of all, a good afternoon and a very, very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us today as we talk about lip smacking lunches for your little genius with Uma Raghuraman, who's a Masterchef mom, a superstar food blogger, and an author. So, on Instagram, she has more than 80,000 people following her. Her Facebook account also more than a lakh. So, we're very, very excited that she's on Sipping Thoughts today. I am Sukirti Gupta, co founder of Sipping Thoughts. Sipping Thoughts is a multi platform media company that was co founded by me and Meeta Gudgutia. It was set up keeping in mind the tagline Real Women, Real Thoughts. We are a no judgment platform where we want to create a network of women for women. Sipping Thoughts reaches 2 million women on a monthly basis. We are available on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and of course, please do check out our website. And today, what we are here for lunch ideas, or I would just say food ideas. Do they give you nightmares? They do to me. I've got two 4-year-olds, and my God, every day thinking about what are we going to eat. So I'm so glad today we have MasterChef Mom to the rescue with her delicious and yummy recipes. She's going to be cooking live for us, and we're going to get her tips on healthy and yummy recipes that we possibly can all make. Uma's book, My Genius Lunchbox, is every parent's go to book for 50 fun and nutritious, simple vegetarian recipes. Uma has received many, over 20 awards, and attracts millions of visitors. She is the winner of the Living Foods Epicurean Guild Award in 2020, Food Microblogger, and the 2017 Severe Blog Awards for Best Food Instagram Reader's Choice. Uma has been featured on several leading publications like National Geographic Traveler Food, HT Brunch, Times of India, The Hindu, Indian Express, Deccan Herald, Inadu, Femina, Pop Exo, BuzzFeed, NDTV Food, Huffington Post, Scroll, and of course now Sipping Thoughts. So that's the most exciting part. Uma, welcome. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you, Sukirti, for such a lovely introduction. And I'm so happy to be part of this group, your mission, and so happy that to read all the articles and the webinars that you're conducting. So happy to be part of it today.
So, Uma, I'm going to
everyone
start you.
who's attending the webinar today.
Yes, and I'll tell everybody, please keep chatting with us. We love to hear your voices. Please do turn on your videos. We want to see you. We will unmute you so that you can ask your question. But I am dying to get my question answered. Like I said, I have two 4-year-olds, and I am perplexed because every day they want to eat the same thing. One says, "Meko matar paneer khana hai." One says, "Meko sambar khana hai." And you ask them anytime, what do they want to eat? Maybe they'll mix it up with pizza once in a while. So how do you deal with this, Uma?
So, 4-year-olds, my God, it must be a real challenge, Kirti. Yeah, I've been through that phase. Like, they are fussy and they want, if they want something, they want something. Like, if they like a dish, they like it. And so, yeah, I lost your question actually.
No, so I said, how do you introduce them? How do you introduce
two 4-year-olds?
How do you introduce them to new foods?
Yeah, so that's a great age actually to introduce new things and also know what they like and what they don't like. So you introduce everything, and children are very frank. So they will tell you what they like, what they don't like. So that's a good age to experiment and see what are the vegetables or fruits they like, and then play around with those vegetables or fruits, the things they like first. So that is the key actually. That's the secret actually. First find out, even if it is 2 or 3 dishes, 3 ingredients. Say for example, they like potatoes, or they like cheese, or they like a particular vegetable, like say tomatoes or carrot. How we can play around with those. So that is a good age to find out what are the main few ingredients which they like, so that we can use it throughout.
Now my second question, the one that perplexes me, every reward, or what we call like a sweet treat, right? So that one has to be some kind of a candy or a chocolate. So how is there some, I mean, of course we try to replace it with fruits or other things, but if you ask them if they want a treat, it's still the sugary and the salty foods.
Yeah. See, actually, it's the sweet fix that they want. It's not that it has to be sugary actually. And actually, for the first question and this one, I faced a similar problem, and that you can find the answers to that in the book My Genius Lunchbox. Like for example, you said the sweet fix. The sweet fix need not be sugar. So for example, this one, the raw buns. These are the Khaju Raw Buns. Sweet. Khajur is sweet, right? It's dates and it's sweet. So the main sugar in this for them is the khajur. So it's good. It's also a sugar dessert for them. They get their sugar fix, and we're also happy that they're getting a dessert and it's not all sugary. So similarly, there is also this. For example, they love cakes. Who doesn't love cakes, right?
Me too. I love cakes.
Yeah, everybody loves cakes. And children, it's always going to be a winning dish. But this has dal in it. This has dal in
Wow,
it. This is the
okay.
Puran Puli cupcakes. It has dal in it. And it is made with ghee. And it's made with atta. So everything, all good ingredients are going into it. And it's also sweet for them. So sweet need not necessarily be chocolate or white sugar loaded desserts. There are so many healthy things which we can give them.
Wow, fantastic. But now this is my third question. No? So
Yeah.
we have a lot of experts that come on Sipping Thoughts, and one of the big new trends is, we are spoiling and we are pampering our little ones too much. Unke liye khana alag ban raha hai, ye sab ho raha hai. We're making special things for them. And a lot of people say, our grandmothers and our mothers never did that. Whatever was made in the house is what we had to eat. Second thing that they always say is in 20 minutes, if they don't eat it, then move it away. And I know everyone is eager to learn some new recipes. So this is the last question before we go into cooking.
No, Sukirti, it's a very good question. So one thing is, yes, they are right, but at the same time, change is the only constant. Everything is changing, right? We used to take our lunch boxes and lunches in 2-decker lunch boxes in a lunch bag, right? But nowadays it's not like that. The boxes have changed. The way they eat their food has changed. Similarly, you can't just give the same thing to them. It's only the smartness in which you're going to give them. It might be the same thing, but how you're going to present it to them, how you're going to share it with them. For example, you would have remembered how you carried your roti and chole. It's a great combo, right? Chole and roti. It's very healthy also. And I remember your mother or my mother would have given that for lunchbox, and we would have taken it happily. Even for daily eating, we would have happily had it. But if you give the children,
I still have it now every day.
yeah. So this is chole and roti only, but as chimichangas. So that's how you. And there's even rajma in a different form for them to have. So see, even this. See, they want the same thing again and again, right? So burgers, they want to eat out also. And burger is one favorite thing, but how do you give them with healthy ingredients? So that is the trick, actually. The whole book is about that. Like what you said, how to give. There are a lot of traditional recipes in this. Say, for example, in our place, adai is a very healthy and interesting snack. But if you give them adai every day, they are not going to, have it with the same enjoyment. But we want the health aspect also to go into it. So if you see this, if you present to them as sliders, it has all the lentils in it. At the same time, all vegetables also are going into it, and it is in the form in which they like. So like you said, yes, traditional recipes have all the goodness. But how do we make the younger generation accept the taste, and also how to make them fall in love with it? So I can proudly say that all this has worked. Now both my children, the elder one is working and the younger one is in her college. So both of them are out of school.
You don't look like that.
both of them are out of school, but they enjoy their rasam rice or their rajma chawal equally as much as they love their burgers or their noodles or the cakes. So they love both equally.
So Uma, now I think everybody is waiting for you to start cooking. So please tell us, what are you going to make with us today?
So this recipe, I'm also excited to share the recipe. This recipe is page number 38 of my book. This is called Singada Paneer Tarts. So like you said, Sukriti, this recipe is another example of your question. You said that how jo hum kha rahe, whatever we are eating, the same has to be given to the children. So this recipe, during Navratras, we have all healthy flours, right? Like Singada atta, that is the water chestnut flour. We have kuttu atta, buckwheat flour, and ragi also is a very good healthy flour. So how do we, start making children also love it? We are having the rat ka khana, but then how do they enjoy it? So this recipe is a great example of this, philosophy that great presentation and great taste can make children eat healthy food. And not only this, children, even for us, it's a great snack. It's a healthy snack and a great snack, very easy to make. So without delay, let me start showing.
So please tell us which one you're making. It's Singhara and Paneer Tarts, right?
Yeah, Singada and Paneer Tarts. Yeah. And anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask me. So I'm just going to show you how to prepare the base, the tart base first. We'll need some hot water. So I'm just keeping some hot water for this. So this is, like I said, this recipe, every recipe in the book. So there are 50 innovative recipes in the book, and every recipe can be personalized to your child's liking. Every child is different, and there are a few favorites, like I said, for every child, right? So you can personalize the vegetables and the flour also according to your child's taste. So this recipe I'm making right now with Singada, but you can also make it with ragi flour if you don't have Singada. If you want to make it along with me, I will be very happy. You can make it cook along with me also. So ragi flour, if you have, you can use, and kuttu flour also, if you want, you can use. And if you don't have any of those, you can make it with atta. That is the whole wheat flour. So this is basically half cup of Singada atta, that is water chestnut flour, and I've added little bit of pinch of salt in it. I'm mixing it. I'm just going to add 1/4 cup of hot water. So for this recipe, hot water is very important because this water chestnut flour is gluten free. So it doesn't, there's nothing to bind this. So hot water is what is going to bind the batter, that's the dough. So to this, I'm going to add hot water little by little. Adding 2 teaspoons of ghee. If you don't want to use ghee, you can always use oil. If you're vegan, you can use oil and make this. I hope everyone is able to see. If you have any questions, please do ask me.
We've got 2 cameras going. So as you can see, one is focused on Uma and one is focused on the ingredients. So you can also shift between the cameras if you like.
So it comes together very beautifully. It's not a...
So Uma, the dough looks like it should be a little bit, it's not very firm, huh?
It has to be little firm, not very firm. So this... in case you feel that it has become more, not very firm, it dries up very fast. The thing with Singada atta or kuttu atta is it dries up very fast. So you can cover it up with a wet cloth, or what you can do is if it is you just mix it before you shape the tarts. Do not make this dough before itself and keep, because it dries up very fast. So as you can see, it has I poured the entire 1/4 cup of water. So this is another thing. So the water consistency, it will depend upon the brand of flour you use. So this is a new Singada atta I got from a new, today I just opened the packet. So it is absorbed little easily, more easily than the previous one. So I've added little more Singada atta to this. And that's it. I think this is the firmness we are looking at. This is enough. So first we can
you show
easily
that
spread.
up close in your hand so we can see how firm it should be, the atta?
Yeah. It's a little sticky. I'm just going to dip my hand in a little bit of water and show you so that once you dip your hand in water, it's not going to stick to your hand. So I'm just going to take a small cup with little water, regular water. Just dip your hand in it. And then we're going to shape it, shape our tarts. So for the tarts, we are going to again grease the tart shells with ghee. So this recipe, if you have tart shells, it's fine. Can you see? If you have tart shells like this, these are mini ones, it's fine. If you don't have these tart shells, you can use these muffin, silicone cups. These are. You can use these. Or the cupcake tins. You can use any of those. Okay, so I'm going to grease it with ghee. Please don't mind my clumsiness. Here. So like this, I'm greasing it. Okay, I'll just show how we. So I'm taking a small ball like this. If you see right now, see it is already firmed up. It's already dried a little. I've not covered it. So if you can see, it's already not sticking to my hand. So I'm just placing the ball like this inside the. Just dip your hand with little water and spread the dough like this. Very easily it spreads. To whichever height. I'm not going to make it very tall. I want it to look like tarts. So this is it. And an important thing you have to do is, for it not to puff up, we're going to poke the base with fork like this. So it doesn't puff up when we bake.
And Uma,
so
how much water did we use to mix the dough?
To mix the dough?
Yeah, how much water did we use?
So for half cup of flour, exactly 1/4 cup of water. But in this 1/4 cup, you add in a spoon. Don't add 1/4 cup together. Add 1/4 cup little by little. And when it comes together like this, it's soft to spread also. Just stop. So maximum 1/4 cup, not more than that. It might take 1 teaspoon or so less. That's it. You can see it spreads out like this so beautifully. So this one, I'm going to put it in the oven. Okay, and I've already made, while it bakes, let me show you. I've already made the tart shells so that we can go to the next step while it's baking. So I'm putting this in the oven. So it's better to, so in a preheated oven, you put the tarts and bake it for 10 minutes.
Uma, there's a question now. In the flour, should we add any salt?
Yeah, I added salt. I had already added salt, so I did not add again. Just a pinch of salt. And then you add the water, hot water, and then you add the ghee. Once you add the water, you add ghee and mix it so that it's so flavorful. Even the tart shell is flavorful with the flavors of ghee.
And what's the baking temperature the baking temperature that we should put in the oven, and how long should we preheat the oven?
So the oven, I have preheated for 180 degrees for 10 minutes. That is preheating time.
And how long do you
And
keep it in the oven?
now I put the tart shells. 10 minutes it has to bake.
Perfect.
Or till the time 10 to 15 minutes, again at 180 degrees for 10 minutes. You will see that the sides are lightly brown. And it'll come outside the tart shells without any problem. If it's still sticking or you can see the color change. It will become light like this. So I'll show you how the tarts are. So the tarts will be like this. So this is baked. It'll come out easily. Light brown, not much, very light brown. You can see it's well cooked. You can make this the previous night itself. The previous day itself. It stays good for 2 to 3 days. You can make this and you can store it in a box and keep it. And whenever you want to make it, you can make it. So the shells are ready.
Now, one more question that's coming in from Kajal. If you don't have an oven, can you make the tarts on gas, or is there another way to make the tarts?
Yeah, Kajal, see, if you don't have a oven, you can use ape pan. Do you have an ape pan?
She's on mute, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, if she has an ape pan, then she can just spread the same way I showed. Grease the ape pan, or that is the paniyaram pan. You can grease that. I just show it.
Yes, she's saying she does have the
Okay,
paneer.
she has, so she knows. Okay.
But please show it for the rest of us.
So you can grease the ape pan, and you place the same way as you shaped inside the tart. You shape inside and place it on the gas. Cover it, with a lid and cook it for 3 to 4 minutes. It will be done.
Please show the pan, Uma, if you have it. I think a lot of us North Indians may not have it.
Okay. I'll show you. Sorry for the noise. That's why I thought I'd stop.
We are really live. People know that. There we go. Yeah.
So this is the pan. If you see, it's beautiful. There's cups right? So it has depth and you can just shape it like this. I'll just show you also. Some ghee. Just apply some ghee like this inside and just shape the dough same way in which we shape the. Just spread it like this. See, just like this. And then with the fork, like I showed, just make those indents. So this way you can make the entire batch. And then we can put the filling. So you can make it in the gas stove also in this one.
And how long do we cook it on the gas?
So you will see. So for this, you need not cook much time, Sukirti, because in the gas, when you're doing, otherwise it will burn. So what we can do is we have ghee already in this. And we have greased the pan also. We're going to close it so that there's enough steam for the cheese to melt. So this base can cook just in low flame for 5 minutes. And then we'll put the filling and then close again the lid and cook for another till the cheese melts. That's it.
Now, Uma,
so it's pretty easy to make in ape pan also. Another thing you can do is you can make in the tarts itself. And nowadays, in lockdown, everybody is baking cake in the gas stove. So similar way, we can create an oven using a kadai, salt, and then we can put a wire rack on inside the kadai. Then place the tarts. If you have the cupcake molds, shape it, keep it on top and cover and cook. So we can make an oven also in the gas stove itself. You can even use the old pressure cooker for that.
There's a question, what's Singhara in Tamil?
I'll have to find out and tell you.
So she's asked it a couple of times, so I said, let me ask you. Otherwise,
I
you
know for last 20
come back.
years. So Singhara is more, I'm more, used to hearing that rather than Tamil. Down south, we don't do this Navratra fasting. We don't get these flours so easily. That's why I said ragi flour. If you're from down south, you're joining, you may not find this flour so, easily like you find it here. So you can try this recipe for the first time using ragi flour, the finger millet flour. It will taste amazing. So that's it. So that's about the tarts. Any questions? Any more questions? I'm so happy people are asking questions.
Yeah, lots of them are coming in. Angel is asking how much time it will take to cook in the ape pan.
That's what I told actually. Yeah. See, one depends. You're going to cook it in low flame, in the smallest flame in your gas, whatever burner in your gas, and it depends on that, your flame and your gas. So approximately 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. You can see the change of color of the tarts. At that time, you can just add your cheese and your paneer, your filling, whatever we are going to make. You can add it, add the cheese, and then you can cover it. It will cook. It's not going to take much time. And the trick is you don't make a thick tart layer. Make a thin one. If you make a thin one, the cooking time will also reduce. Perfect. Okay, so shall we go to the filling?
Yes. Everybody is asking about the filling now.
Yeah. So the filling is basically paneer. So children love paneer and it's good protein. It's great for them. But in case you are vegan, then you can use tofu. So this dish tastes great with tofu also. And you can skip the cheese on top. If you're vegan, just use tofu for this recipe. Okay, now I've taken paneer. I've crumbled the paneer. One thing we have to make sure is the filling should not be wet. So we should not use any vegetable that is going to, wet the filling. Like we can skip onion, you can skip tomatoes. And even if you're using tomatoes, use without the seed. So now the season, and we are going to use all vegetables which are in season. I couldn't find spinach. Usually in this recipe, spinach will be great, but I could not find, it's rainy season, I could not find spinach. And even the colored bell peppers. So instead I'm using, just for the color visual appeal, I'm using tomatoes. I have de-seeded it. Okay, so I'm going to use some capsicum, green bell peppers, olives. I love olives, so I'm adding olives. This is optional. All is optional. Whatever vegetables you have. So instead of spinach, today I'm adding mint leaves and coriander leaves.
So 2 questions that have come up. So, you know, when you were making the tart, why did you have to prick it with the fork? That is one question.
It puffs up otherwise. Like a puri, it will puff up. We don't want that. We want that, place for like a cup shape, right? So that we can put the filling. If it puffs up, then it will break also. The tart will break. For that reason only, we are, making the indents.
Second question that's coming in from Damini. Can we use homemade paneer?
Yeah, absolutely. Homemade paneer is great. It's best actually. It's great. Only thing is it should not be very wet. So try to remove or drain all the water and, use it. That's it. So we'll move ahead with the filling.
Yes.
Okay. So paneer, I've added olives, I've added tomatoes, I've added herbs, that is mint and coriander today. And I've also added a little bit of tomatoes. Like I said, if you feel you don't like, you can just go for a few more minutes. Yeah, but so that is it. And for flavoring in this, what I'm going to add is, if you're making for bigger children, elder children, like teenage children love this, chili cheese combination. So in that case, you can add chilies. Otherwise, skip the chilies. So I'm adding a little bit of finely chopped chilies. And I'm going to add jeera powder. You will not believe the taste this is going to give to this dish. But if you want to use any other flavor of your choice, you can always use. I'm keeping it simple. Jeera powder. If you like roasted jeera powder, you can use roasted jeera powder. If you don't like, you want plain jeera powder, you can use regular jeera powder. and then pinch of salt. That's it. We're going to just mix this.
Couple of questions that are coming in. So
Yeah.
Janvi is asking, if we were to use spinach, should it
Yeah.
be blanched or should it be raw?
See, if you're using baby spinach, you can just finely chop it and add it. No need to cook baby spinach. If you want, you can just add hot water. No need to blanch it. You can just add hot water in the spinach for just around 5 minutes. Allow it to soak and then cut it. For baby spinach, you need not do this. Just wash, cut and use. If you're using the other regular spinach, then do not use the stems, just the leaf, and finely chop them. Just add it in hot water just for 5 minutes. Soak it in hot water. Drain it completely and then use it in this. You can also, the whole leaf also, before chopping also, you can wash it, put it in hot water, wipe and then chop it. That's also a great idea. Instead of chopping and adding, wipe it nicely, put it in hot water, then for 5 minutes, wipe it nicely, then chop and add it so that there's no moisture. I hope it's clear. In case I'm not answering clearly, please, I am ready to answer again.
Yes, another question about beans and carrots. Can they be added? And if we should add them again, should they be steamed, or how should we add beans and carrots?
So, see this, we don't want to add too many dishes and too many vegetables in this. Then even if one vegetable the child doesn't like, then the entire dish will go for a toss. So if you're adding carrot, just add carrots or beans. Or if you want to add carrot and beans instead of this, finely chop them. Just if you have a microwave, you can microwave them. Carrots doesn't need anything. Carrot you can grate and add just like that. No cooking is required. For beans, finely chop them. You can steam them if you have the time or microwave them. Drain and then use it in this.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. You can always add carrots in everything. It's a safe vegetable. I think the children will not know, and it's very good for health. And they will not know. Beans, yeah, I'm a little thing about beans. Some children don't like beans at all. So this is done. The filling is done. Now what I'm going to do is, I need the tray. So I'm just removing the tray. But there are plenty of recipes in the book where we can use beans. I have shared ideas and tips how to use these vegetables so that children will, not know also that vegetable is added.
So is the trick to getting them eat vegetables is so that they don't know that it's been added?
Yeah, vegetables and fruits actually, and also lentils.
So another question is coming in from Kajal. The filling that you made here, can we also use that for other things also?
Yeah. You can make toast with this. You can make anything with this. Yeah. You can make toast, any kind of toast, bread toast, sandwich. And even for rolls, you can use this. So it's actually versatile.
Now, Ritul is asking now, the paper that you're using, is that butter paper?
This is parchment paper. You can use butter paper. This is just for the tray I've kept so that my tray is saved. Otherwise, this tray I've been using for more than 10 years now. You can see actually how used it is. So just add the filling.
So if we make the tarts ahead of time, how many days do the tarts can you make it ahead of time and keep them for? So like if you want to make it and keep the tarts and keep putting different fillings in it.
See, I would say the day before you can make and keep, and next day you can make this, but you can store it in the fridge for even up to a week. It doesn't spoil. Up to a week you can keep it. Just keep it in an airtight box and store it in the refrigerator, not outside. And it doesn't. It's just like any namkeen. In fact, you can eat the tashes as is. It's very tasty. It's crunchy and tasty. So that's it. And now for the favorite part, adding the cheese.
Any specific cheese that you're using?
So this one is the new find actually. My new find. This is Amul has come up with this pizza cheese. I think some of you must be knowing this. In lockdown, especially, they have already chopped and they have packed like this. So this has both mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese. And when you make pizza or any baked dish, it gives a nice taste. Just the one you get outside in restaurants, the pizza and all, it gives a similar taste. So this is nice, but any cheese will work. In fact, there are days when I don't have all this and I have only cheese slice. I just tear the cheese slice, put it on top and make the tarts. That also tastes amazing. So you can just tear the cheese slices and you can put it on top of the tarts.
So I think Kajal is again asking the question, and maybe we can repeat it. What all attas can we use to make the tarts?
What are the flours?
Oh yeah, what all different flours can we use?
So like I said, all millet flours. You can use any millet flour for this. Your bajra, jowar. You can try it with singada like this. Then you can try ragi, kuttu. Then you can try the regular atta. Then you get multigrain. You can use multigrain atta. Then you have soya atta also. That also you can use. So you can try different ones. And now Navratra is coming, right? So you will be making for yourselves. When you're making for yourselves paratha or puri or paratha, so the starts are a must try. So that's it. See, the filling is done. I'm just putting it inside the oven. So it just has to bake till the cheese melts. And there's a light brown, that burn mark on top. That's it. So again, I'm keeping it for 180 degrees for 10 minutes. So that's it. So I'll show you. I baked a batch in the morning. So this is how it is. Can you see? So this is how it will be, but I'll show you fresh once it is done. So like you saw, it's quite simple to make, but it has all healthy ingredients. Everything fresh, made at home. And of course, we are going to, we have made it very desirable for children by adding the last final touches, the cheese. A little bit of all this doesn't harm at all.
So we've got also some questions coming in while we wait. So some quick tips on how to make sure that veggies are added without kids knowing.
So actually that's the whole thing about My Genius Lunchbox. From the beginning till end, it's all about how we smartly use vegetables, all the difficulties that I had when my children were growing up, because that's the most challenging part, right? So Kirti, I'm sure you'll agree. That's the most challenging part, adding all the vegetables so that the children, they don't fuss and they enjoy eating. Especially when we go out, we see that they keep ordering dishes, right? Some dishes which has vegetables which they otherwise will not have when they're at home. We see that. So do get the book. There are lots and lots of tips on how to use these vegetables, and also 50 innovative dishes so that you need not repeat the same thing, because they do tend to ask the same thing again and again. So you need not repeat anything, and different vegetables are added. It's not only few vegetables are repeated again and again.
Now, Uma, I know one question that always comes into everybody's mind is how do you do like meal planning, like making sure that kids are getting all their nutrition? How do you
Yeah.
think about it? One is that great that we have got all these different recipes, but how do we make sure that they're actually getting a healthy diet?
So Sukirti, our Indian cooking is has everything in it. First of all, getting fresh produce. So visiting the vegetable market or the fruit market and stocking up on fresh vegetables and fruits. That is the first step. So you making sure that you're cooking all these vegetables for the week. So that itself is a meal plan. So to begin the meal plan is to go get all the fresh produce that is available for the week, or maybe even 15 days if you want to stock, you're busy, you're not able to go out. So that is the first thing, to get all seasonal fresh produce. So that I would definitely say as my top tip. Second thing is you can make healthy snacks, because now, especially during lockdown, everybody is at home and children are having, online classes. So make healthy snacks using nuts and dry fruits, and keep it on the dining table where it is visible, and that way you are sure that healthy proteins are going into their diet, and you need not force them, they will come and take it. So that's another planning. So plan and make a few healthy snacks for them for the week. So every week we make few dry snacks which will remain there for the week. It's not that you have to make every day. There are dishes again. I'll have to talk about the book. There are different snacks which are masked, beautifully. The children will love, full of health. Small, I've shared it as small break bites. So there are little snacks which you can make and keep it on the table, dining table. So when they walk, they are tempted to eat something. Instead of just putting some junk, some chips or something, they will eat this. So that's again a plan. That's again a meal planning only. So one is produce. Second is these snacks. And third is, I would say, alternate the dals and the whole legumes. So when you alternate it, you have at least cooked 3 or 4 legumes and lentils in the week. So that again makes sure that they are getting the proteins, especially if you're a vegetarian. You're making sure that because of you're adding all these lentils and legumes, you are adding it in the diet. So that is another thing, adding the legumes and lentils. And another thing I would say is meal planning for daily use. What I used to do when my children were small, it's very busy because vegetable chopping takes a lot of time in your regular cooking. And we need to include a lot of vegetables every day. So what I used to do is I used to cut the vegetables and keep for the week. I used to store it in the freezer, and that helped me, one, save time in the morning when I'm cooking, and two, again, I'm not lazy, or I'm not motivated enough to cook the vegetables, because taking it again, chopping, that might be boring or monotonous, or you might lack time. So chopping the vegetables, that is again a part of meal plan. So if you are a mom to young children, very young children, then whenever you have time, you can just chop vegetables and store it. That will save a lot of time. And cook fresh. Vegetable chopping 1 or 2 days before or for the week is fine. And you can cook fresh that day. So that's another meal planning, I would say.
Damini, you had a question regarding sweet tooth like all of us. Go ahead, Damini.
Yeah, hi, ma'am. It's an amazing session. I actually have 2 questions. One is, I would love to know what all kind of recipes are included in your book. And secondly, how to make desserts healthy. Like, how do you make that healthy for the kids?
See, there are a lot of Indian desserts which are very healthy, like using jaggery. So first, I'll show you some of the recipes in the book, the sweet ones. So like this, the fruit and nut pancakes. So this has all the, like I said, including fruit and nuts. And this one, the makhana profit rolls. So this takes hardly 5 to 7 minutes, 10 minutes maximum to make. This is again a sweet snack which you can make and store in the dining table, like I said, like you told, and can be sent to school also as a short break bites or even the main dish. It's so healthy. There's a little bit of chocolate on it, but then it's absolutely delicious. And this one, fruits. This is a fruit samosa. I've made it with strawberries. So whatever fruit is available in the season, seasonal fruits can be made into this. Very easy to make again, and it's a very healthy dessert. Children are also happy. Everybody is happy. You're also happy. The fruits are also. So this is it's a great way to make. So this one is made with apples and very, very healthy with atta. And this is apple cinnamon. These are hand pies. I've made it in the tawa only. You can make it in the tawa itself. There's no need of oven or anything. It looks very pretty and it's absolutely delicious and healthy as well. Every recipe is healthy, but it's also delicious. So children, so these are all desserts. And this was created during Holi, Thandai. We have the drink, right? So how to give it to children and how to make them also enjoy it. And children love brownies. So this is, the Thandai brownies. So this is again a healthy dessert. You can substitute cane sugar, brown sugar, jaggery. And similarly, this is made with ragi, this biscuits. It's sweet. It's again healthy. And children will not know that this is made of finger millets and very healthy dessert.
So one Uma question that's come up in terms of, instead of using paneer, if somebody wanted to use tofu, Angel's asking, because tofu is a little bit moisture. So how do you use tofu instead of paneer in this recipe?
Yeah, tofu, it doesn't have moisture if you take it out and do it in the room temperature. So the thing is, if you do not take anything out from the fridge immediately and use it. So if you're using paneer, what I did was I thawed the paneer. Today I used store-bought paneer. I have not used homemade paneer. I have used store-bought paneer. For that, what I did, I have taken out in the room temperature, I have kept the paneer. The water separates. In case there is any water, the water will release. You remove drain the water, then use the tofu or paneer. Same for tofu also. If you keep it in the room temperature, so before you make it, just half an hour before you take it out and keep, the water will come out and then make the tofu, crumble the tofu and make it exactly like this. It will come out very well. Children will not know that it is tofu.
Now, somebody is after my own heart. They're, of course, saying, when is the next class? But more importantly, how to make a healthy pizza?
Oh, great question. I love that. So, this is pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? My children.
My favorite.
My children, you love pizza. And yes, there is a pizza recipe also in the book. How can there not be a pizza or a burger recipe, right? When you're talking about children. So this is love of street food and also love of pizza in one recipe. So this is Paneer Makhni Kulsa. So if you know, in Delhi, we get this kulcha bread. So that kulcha bread can be made using wheat flour also, whole wheat flour. So you make the kulcha, and I've made a sauce for this, which is again full of Indian flavors. So it has paneer, of course. If you want, you can substitute it with tofu and the makhni sauce. It's a must try. It's a very delicious makhni sauce, and with all the vegetables which you want. And there's, of course, spinach. Spinach will feature in all the recipes. So there is a lot of spinach, and there is some cheese, and this is a very delicious pizza recipe in the book. Must try. Children are also, like I said, you're also happy. Children are also happy. Oh, it's little more brown than I would like. It looks.
I think we keep talking. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So you can see how they look. So you can just keep it, cool it down. If you're packing for lunchbox, you can just cool it in the wire rack for a few seconds. And then, you can just cool them in the wire rack for a few seconds. And then we can pack them in the lunchbox. If we are packing them. Or if you're going to have your tea right now, you can have it with your tea or coffee. Last workshop, when I had a session like this, she made, after the session, she immediately made this and had it served her family with tea. She said it was a big hit. So I hope some of you will
Yeah,
try.
that's why I'm saying I'm not sure these are only for kids.
Yeah, all kids actually. We are all kids at heart, right? We are all children at heart. So, so it's for everybody, the small, the big, the medium, all kinds of children, kids at home.
So Ritul is asking, I'm asking her to unmute if she would like to ask her question. Is there
Yeah.
any dish? I mean, kids love. Oh, good. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ritul. Please ask your question.
There is any dish that we can make quickly, like Maggie?
So I don't know if you heard that, Uma. Is there something that we can make quickly like Maggie? Kids all love Maggie.
See, there are plenty. That's what, how this dish didn't take much time to make, right? I think in front of you, I made it took 10 minutes for preheating. Then if the dark shells are ready, it's going to take 15 minutes, not more than that to make this. And if it's very easy. Like you can add anything and make. Of course, there is pasta. There are pasta recipes that you can make in the book. And the best part of the book is every recipe in this book, entire book, each recipe can be made maximum within 30 minutes. And if you're going to make it from scratch, including preheating, 40 minutes, not more than that. Because Sukriti, I would say that I was a very planned mom or anything. Like I was quite a lazy mom. So it always used to be the last minute I used to get up. My children's bus used to come at 6:40 because their school starts at 7:30. And 6:40, I used to wake up many days only at 5:50 or 6 o'clock. And I just had that half an hour time for me to prepare, because after they were a little older, they used to get ready themselves. So that part was not mine. So half an hour I used to have from start to finish. And that's how, most of the recipes are, all the recipes in fact are just 30 minutes. Start to finish, 30 minutes. If you have made any prep like vegetable cutting and everything prep has been done, 15 to 20 minutes is what it's going to take for you to make any dish.
So now I think the big demand is, of course, when is your next class? But do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. It's called Masterchefmom. So do subscribe at Masterchefmom. And I share healthy recipes tried and tested. And if you have any requests also, you can always comment and share any recipe that you want me to share. I also have a blog called Masterchefmom. Again, the blog is Masterchefmom, and there are 1,000+ recipes there, including lot of recipes for children and for everyone, including traditional recipes to baking, to eggless bakes, to everything. So there are 1,000+ recipes there. You can follow me. You can check out my recipes there.
So Kirsi, I'm asking you to unmute if you want to ask your question, Kirsi. Soni? All right. I think I'll ask it for her. She's like me. I think, fond of chocolate ice cream and chocolate muffins. Any substitute for that?
Chocolate ice cream and chocolate muffins.
Yes. Her son is very fond of that.
So all children love chocolate. That is, I think, there's something about it. Everybody loves chocolate. So what we can do is we can minimize the amount of chocolate, rather than completely removing that particular ingredient from his diet and weaning him away completely from that. You can reduce the quantity of that and increase the quantity of natural sugars in whatever you're making. So if you're making a chocolate muffin, let there be chocolate. Maybe you can use it as chocolate chips, or maybe you can use cocoa powder, in a lesser quantity, and increase the other natural. Maybe you can add like I said, fruits, which has natural sugars. So you can use fruits, you can use dates, you can use all dry fruits like raisins, whatever natural sugars are there, you can increase that amount. And again, you can use, instead of white sugar, you can always substitute with palm sugar. You can substitute with jaggery, and that way you can continue making those dishes for him. And he will also like the taste, because like I said, they want that sweet fix. It's not that sugar, or it's not that, that white sugar or the chocolate as such. they love the sweet fix. They love that flavor. So add the flavor, but add all the additional good ingredients also in it.
So
Mask it
Parimal
well.
had a question. Parimal, go ahead.
Hi, Chef. Congratulations on your book. The question
you.
is, what is your experience with home food, which is dehydrated, and even vegetables, herbs, fruits, etc., dehydrated, and used in your day-to-day cooking?
So dehydrated by whom? Are you talking about the store-bought ones which you get, or are you doing
No,
it yourself?
dehydrating it yourself at home.
So you can
A
always use
simple
it. It's
thing would
just like
be, sorry to interrupt you, Chef. Simple thing, the explanation would be like we have mangoes. So as we call it in Hindi, aam. And then you make the amras out of it. And from the amras, you make the aam papad out of it, which the children would
yes,
love. So
yeah,
similarly, you could do for a lot of other fruits as well.
correct.
So just as an example.
It's a very good thing actually. Only thing is in those things, what we do is we add a lot of sugar. Like in aam papad also, if you see, we make the sugar syrup and only do it, right? So if
Not
you
really.
if you're
Not really.
not really,
No, you don't add that.
you don't
Because
add sugar.
there is a very big movement called raw food and vegan movement
Okay.
for vegetarians
Yeah.
like us, and there people don't add extra anything like that.
If extra sugar is not added and you're able to preserve it, then it is a good thing. Considering that you're busy, you're not able to use it on a daily, not able to cut and make it daily fresh, then it's really a good thing, because it has always been in our custom and tradition. For example, we make papad, right? We make papad with rice, with urad dal, like the papads which we make, we sun dry them and keep. Like the chilies, we soak them in buttermilk, we dry them in the sun, and we preserve it. Because those days these were not freely available, and they always used to say for a rainy day. Even the tadkas, those were also sun dried. Even the tadka, which we generally use, the mustard seeds and the chana dal which we use, even those days, garlic and everything used to be sun dried and stored in a dabba so that it can be used easily. And it also saves time. Second thing, it was not always freely available due to the economical reasons also. So it's always been there. It's not something new. It's always been there in Indian culture and tradition. Even pickling, for that matter, we always pickle whatever is in season. Like mango was in season, like you said, raw mango also was in season. We made pickles out of it. Similarly for gooseberries, you make pickles. And nowadays everything they're saying pickling, right? But it has always been there in our Indian tradition. So it's a good thing.
So one
But
last
anything which goes overboard is not good. Anything in limited quantity, doing in a limited thing is good.
So one last question before we sign off for the night, and I can see that you're going to start having some healthy snacks. How did you start this innovative cooking? Kajal is asking this.
I didn't get the last part.
How did you start this innovative cooking? How did it come to you?
So this is again like every mother who most of us innovate, right? Out of necessity. Out of necessity, we have fussy eaters, and out of necessity, we innovate. So I was basically a Chennai girl, and after my wedding, I moved a lot of places. Like from Chennai, we moved to Bangalore. From Bangalore to Noida back to Bangalore. From Bangalore to Gurgaon. So we moved a lot of places, different cultures, different food habits. And when we moved to Gurgaon in 2004, that was the time when malls started having these food hall, you have it in the malls, no? The
food courts. The food courts.
Food courts, yeah. The food courts, that culture started. The food court cultures. You have a lot of multi-cuisine restaurants coming in. You had these burgers and pizzas and so many other cuisines coming in. And in Gurgaon also, it was flourishing that time. So I was seeing that my children are enjoying those foods so much. And they want it again. Like you were saying, Sukriti, like they were ordering again and again. They wanted the same food again and again. And me being a Chennai girl, I am used to my mother sending rasam rice with aloo, potato fry and curd rice and, puri and aloo and all those things, taking those things to school. When I did the same thing for my children, the lunch boxes used to come full without eating. Then when I spoke to my children, they used to tell that I understood that they were actually playing during the lunchtime. And they were not, that's the reason, and there's no time for them to eat this rice or, dal or whatever you're sending. So that's when I started innovating how to, one is this cuisines which they're exposed to, the food that they like. And second is I didn't want to compromise on the Indian, the food heritage and the healthy food that we are cooking. I wanted them to enjoy that also. And I also didn't want their lunch boxes to come empty. So how to incorporate this? And I could experiment in their lunch box, because at first they'll be hungry during the lunchtime, and they'll at least take and try how it is. So I thought it's a good way to experiment for their lunch. And what happened is I started doing, and it turned out good also. They used to come and say, Amma, it's very nice. Make extra for my friends also tomorrow. So those dishes used to get repeated also. And there are a few favorites like that. And that's how that motivated me to keep innovating new dishes. So if you see all the recipes in the book also, it's easy, it's simple, very Indian, but presented in the way children will love. And it's appealing to everyone, not only children, to everyone.
Well, thank you, Uma. That was a brilliant, brilliant session. I know a lot of people are saying, when's the next one? Any last tip before we say good night for today?
So Indian cooking is healthy. I know that as a mother, as a parent, we are always not satisfied. We are always thinking whether we are giving them healthy food. So like I said, cooking fresh, using seasonal ingredients and fresh spices will make food healthy. And we taste through our eyes first. We feast through our eyes first, right? So if we present the food in a great way, in a way that it will tempt them to eat, I think half the battle is won there itself. So
well, presentation. Thank you so much for being with Sipping Thoughts today.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely yummy. My mouth is watering. And with that, I wish everyone a good night. Please do try out the recipes. Please do check out Masterchefmom.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's got more than 80,000 followers on Instagram. Her Facebook page has over 1 lakh followers. I have not checked you out on YouTube, but I'm sure. So she's got a massive, massive following. And I'm sure you'll find some interesting and exciting recipes. And of course, the book, which is out from Penguin. So there are lots of choices for you out there. With that,
you can order online on Flipkart and Amazon.
Oh, perfect. So a lot of people were asking where the book is available. It's both on Flipkart and on Amazon.
Yeah.
And the video will be available on our Facebook page and on our YouTube. We will put the link to the book there too. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining.